4.8. To understand this sutra properly, we look at the sutra before. Here, Patanjali says that karma are of three kinds: white, black, and gray. Correct? And these karmas, for a non-yogi, will always fall under these three categories. And what is vipaka? What do you mean by vipaka? Vipaka is once you do the karma, the karma is processed. After processing, the karma brings a certain kind of result. That is known as vipak. So, pak is like cooking. You put various ingredients and you put it, उसको हीट पे रख देते हैं, थोड़ा टाइम लगता है. आपने जो भी डाला है, नमक डाला है, मिर्ची डाला है, लेमन डाला है, वो पूरा कुकर में बंद कर दिया आपने. थोड़े टाइम के बाद वो खुलेगा. खुलने के बाद जैसा भी डिश आपने बनाया वो आपको खाना पड़ेगा. टेस्टी बनाया तो टेस्टी खाना पड़ेगा. आपने खाना खराब कर दिया तो वो भी आपको ही खाना पड़ेगा. ठीक है? तो इसमें ऑप्शन नहीं है, खाना छोड़ने का ऑप्शन नहीं है. कर्म शुभ अशुभम अवश्यमेव भोक्तव्यम. एक बार कर्म हो गया तो वो भोगना ही है, उससे कोई बच. Only thing is, like a yogi, you can cut the karma bandhana by doing the karma in such a way that it doesn't get into that cycle of fructification. Okay? So, here, Patanjali is saying, tataha tad vipaka. It means black, white and grey. It's vipaka. It's fructification. Anugunanam. For that fruit of the karma to come to you, the nature has to channelize the gunas around you. If you did a sattvic karma, you will, as a fruit of that karma, you will attract a sattvic situation in your life. For that sattvic situation to come, Prakriti will bring those gunas together. Sattvic gunas together. Correct? Then, when the sattvic gunas come together and wait for you, the vasana, that is the desire, is generated in your heart according to which gunas are attracting you based on your karma. So Patanjali is telling, anugunanam iva vasananam. Generally, what is the idea that we all have? I have a desire, I achieve it. Correct? Patanjali is telling, no. First comes the result of your karma, and then you get a desire that I should move towards it. For example, your some karma has brought this situation of this classroom here. Correct? Now, when you get up in the morning, you see the message, you decide that I am going to go to this class. That decision is taken by your vasana. Correct? You have the freedom, you may skip it also. Correct? But you have come. Why? Because your some karma that has processed and brought you in this particular situation, it has attracted these gunas. I had to be there, Patanjali Sutras, discussion topic. This whole situation has been attracted by your karma. And because the situation is ready, you get a desire that I am going to go. Now, I get a desire that Sunday morning I am going to go for a trek. Correct? I ask everybody, who wants to come? Correct? 50% of the people say no. 50% say yes. Correct? What decides when a person tells yes for something and no for something? What decides that? What decides that? So, huh?
If he has gone to that kind of state before or not, and he believes to go far.
No, that interest, whether a person wants to go, I think for some time and then I say, yes, I am going, I am coming. Some people say, no, I am not going. Correct? During that, between he's asking the question and the person replying, there is something that happens inside the person. No, he takes some time. What does go on there? When he said something, certain gunas were manifested in his chitta. Now, based on those gunas, which are now, he is exposing him to certain gunas. He is giving him a chance to expose himself to certain aspects of nature, certain gunas. Now, within his chitta, there are various kind of vasanas, samskaras based on his own past karma. So like a magnet, he puts a situation, those kind of vasanas which match towards that, those vasanas are attracted by that magnet. Like iron fillings are attracted by the magnet. Then either his past memories, or certain expectation or whatever that he is processing, there is an effervescence of a desire. That desire, then, if this person's karma is now fructifying that the person has to go for trek, he doesn't have a choice. He will say yes. Whereas, if his karmas are not yet there, then he will undergo some kind of thinking process and ultimately he will end up saying no. Correct? Or even if initially he says yes and last moment when everybody has to go, he decides he doesn't go. So whatever there is an interplay of vasanas that takes place in him, and ultimately the vasana that wins is the vasana that is attracting him towards the fructification of his karma. You understand? So this is actually very different from our general understanding. What we feel is, मेरे desires ही मेरे life को govern कर रहे हैं. My desires are governing my life. Whatever I think, I become. Wherever I go, that is my path. Patanjali is not telling that. Patanjali is telling you are not shaping your life by your desires. You are shaping your life by your karma. And your karmas are attracting situations. Those situations are putting desires in your heart. Any doubt?
Karma, sometimes desire making you do karma, and what you are saying now is your karma is making you feel those desires. Are they vice versa or like?
So next sutra will answer that question. Patanjali says that jati desha kal avyavahita nam api anantaryam smriti sanskarayoho ekarupatvat. So, first thing that we have to understand, before we go into this sutra, see the next sutra. Where is that sutra? हेतु फल आश्रय आलम्बने हैं संगृहीतत्वात् तेषाम अभावे तद अभावः. In this whole phenomena of a vasana coming into a person, into his chitta, and then the person being drawn to certain gunas, there are 4 things which are required, 4 important ingredients. Okay? So number 1 is the cause. Cause is known as hetu. What is the cause? See, all of you think about it. There is a cause, there is a phala, which is the effect. There is ashraya, there is a supportive material that is required, and alambana. Alambana is what is it at the end that it attracts. So, hetu, phal, ashraya, alambane. These four ingredients are needed. What is the hetu of this whole phenomena of vasana, samskaras, attracting thing? What is the main cause? Huh? Karma. Main cause is karma. So hetu is of three kinds: Shukla, Krishna, and Mishra. That is the hetu. Another important thing with the hetu here is because trividham itaresham. For yogi, this hetu doesn't work. So for a karma to be Shukla, Krishna, or Mishrita, you should have attached kleshas with it. Karma plus klesha will only make a cause. Karma without klesha cannot be a cause, because a yogi's karma is without klesha. So it doesn't become a cause because it is iteresha. It is trividham iteresha. So for others, even if, less of raga, dvesha, asmita remains. Even if asmita is very less, avidya remains. Correct? That is why I told you that unless and until you go into samadhi sthiti, karma will be attached with some or the other klesha. Correct? Now, karma plus klesha, sense of doership, ignorance, strong attachment, strong aversion, fear. When these generates a karma, that karma becomes the cause. What is the phala? What is the phala? Huh? You answered it. You answered it. You said a sutra. Tad vipako, jati, ayu, bhog. Ultimately, what is the phala? Three things. Jati. Jati means which body I am going to get when I am born again. अभी फिर से जन्म होगा मेरा, उसमें मुझे कौन सा शरीर मिलेगा, कौन सा स्पीशीज? मॉस्किटो, लिजार्ड, ह्यूमन बीइंग, एलिफेंट, डॉग, कौन सा शरीर मिलेगा? जाति is decided by what kind of karmashaya. What kind of karmashaya? That is klesha plus karma has been done. So, when the overall fructification of my vipaka, see, understand one thing. In this vipaka that is taking place, in our understanding, it is past janma, then uske pehle ka janma, fir uske pehle ka janma. For this vipaka, everything is one big dish. All karmas of all the janmas are being processed. Even if it is the prarabdha that is a selective bundle for this particular life, when the next life is to be taken, this prarabdha mixes with sanchita. When all of the sanchita process together, and they decide the next birth. Say, for example, my next birth after I leave this body is that of a cow. Cow का birth होने वाला है, बराबर? So this prarabdha of this janma will mix with my sanchita. Then overall processing of my long journey, अनादि काल से वो जर्नी चलता जा रहा है. कर्म क्लेशा जाति आयु भोगा जाति आयु भोगा जाति, चलता जा रहा. So when this next phala is of cow's birth, then from the whole Sanchita, the Vasanas were previously sometime before also, I was a cow. Only those Vasanas will start manifesting itself and generate a desire within me to go into a cow, to become a cow. Because for the pranic body or the Sukshma Sharira to take shape of a cow, you require a very strong Manomaya Kosha that desires to become a cow. So this is really, we can't think now ki how after having a human body, I will ever think that I will become a cow. Correct? But during those moments when the previous huge journey where we have been many animals, many microbes, many सब insects, सब कुछ होके हम जब human body में आए हैं, तो when we were a cow, we wanted to be a cow before also. So that vasana will manifest and become powerful over all other vasanas. And I will get a jati into a cow. This is the phala. Then when I become a cow, as soon as I am born, आयु is decided. मतलब वो क्या बोल रहा है, पैदा होते से ही जाति हुआ तो आयु. How many years am I going to be in this jati? That is also fixed. Then within that, there are bhogas. Correct? So all of us, during this particular birth, we had one particular vasana dominating or our karmashaya manifesting that we should become a human being. That is actually very rare and very lucky. Because there are competition with 84 lakh seats. 84 lakh योनिस के बीच में कंपटीशन होके ह्यूमन बहुत बड़ा कॉम्पिटिटिव इस इवोल्यूशन में इज ए बिग विन, और यू कैन से luck or by chance or by grace. Then after we got into this human birth, there is a ayu that has been decided based on the karmashaya. And then between the jati and the ayu, there are bhogas. Correct? Now these bhogas are, one part of it is coming from a fixed set of situations that is going to come to me in this life, which are predetermined. They are attracting, different situations are being attracted in my life. And I am also getting a desire to go towards those prarabdhas. Say in the whole India, you decided to come to Bangalore. Bangalore has attracted you. You cannot say that I desired to come to Bangalore. Your karma, the gunas, generated a vasana in you that I should go to Bangalore. You had a choice to go anywhere in the world, but you came to Bangalore. Correct? Because all the people who are in Bangalore, had that kind of a karmashaya that they should come towards Bangalore. So then the situations that I am attracting, this family, this kind of siblings, this kind of relatives, this city, there are people born in Syria also getting killed. So उसका वो भोग लेकर के वो कर्माशय के हिसाब से उसका जन्म हुआ है, उसकी आयु डिसाइडेड है, उसके भोग डिसाइडेड बाय बर्थ. They are born in a terrorist camp. So phal, ashraya. What is the ashraya? What is the processor on which all this processing is taking place? Smart processing machine is chitta. It is chitta which is adding up the kleshas to the karmas and also taking back the karmas, processing it, generating vasanas which are attracting those particular, which are moving toward those particular. So from when I do a karma, correct? I generate an action. Karma has two counterparts to it. One is I interact with the environment. Correct? Second, there is something that happens within me. Correct? When I interact with the environment, I generate a chain reaction that starts its own processing outside. And at the same time, I generate an internal impression. Two things happen. Outside, a reaction is started, and inside, an impression is created. Correct? Patanjali is telling that outside reaction that has been started, correct? That reaction never means that reaction goes into a loop of very deep processing. One action leading to another reaction, then another reaction, like that it continues. Then when a favorable scenario comes where a particular group of reactions, various situation, various reactions, particular set of reactions come together and form a particular scenario. In that particular scenario, then the respective impressions become alive and tell me to go into that and experience that. It is not a product of single action. It is a mosaic. It is a आप बोलते हैं मैट्रिक्स. ऐसा एकदम सीधा सीधा नहीं है, लीनियर नहीं है. It is three-dimensional matrix where similar kind of karmas are grouping together, generating their own reactions and bringing particular situations. Those particular situations are bringing particular impressions from within me and then making me go through this whole journey of different kind of bhogas. Different bodies, different lifespans, and different bhogas. They can be drastically different. In this particular life, I may be very sattvic, but in the next life, the bundle that opens up may be from a very tamasic life. So we cannot guarantee that the way we are thinking, the way we are doing, that it will be same in the next birth also. That is why people say that once drawn towards the path of yoga, one should try to reach the nirvana, kaivalya sthiti in this life itself. Because next life, which bundle will open, you don't know. What kind of clothes. So now there is a chance to burn the karmashaya, the chitta, the samskaras, all the bijas, and become complete nirbija and burn the whole sanchita also. That is the kind of potential. That is the kind of opportunity Patanjali tells that a human being has. So ashraya is the chitta. And what is the alambana? Alambana are the vishayas. From outside, what is getting processed and coming? The gunas. So gunas become the alambana. My karma become the cause. Different kind of jati, ayu, bhoga become the phala. And through this phenomena, the journey continues. So the question, then we go back to the previous sutra. Yeah. So when you understand that, then you understand that the fundamental problem is klesha. Klesha driven karma. That is generating a reaction first outside. Then its reflection comes inside me. Correct? Then the vasanas come. In fact, one of the measures of how much freedom you have got from the karma bandhana, this is known as karma bandhana. How much freedom you have got from the karma bandhana? One way to know that is how many desires are there in the heart. The more the desires, more the karma is waiting for you. Because each desire is actually being drawn by phala of a particular karma. A phala only is giving you the desires. Now the question that comes into our mind is, it means it is a continuous cycle. Karma, without going into samadhi, I can't stop karma. So kleshas are being created, bhogas are being created. If these bhogas are continuously being created, I am creating more and more lives for me. And those lives are bringing desires into my heart. And those desires are making me towards more karma and klesha. It's a perpetuating, self-perpetuating cycle. Then the whole world is very, we can say, deterministic. No, everything is fixed. Where is the freedom? Where is the freedom to break this cycle, to come out of it forever? Hmm? Current moment, में what can you do? Huh? But the whole point is, without going into samadhi, you are not able to stop karmas.
State that from that, from sattva, then we can go towards sattva, towards karma. So now I can do this movement action that will lead me towards sattva, and slowly from there I can do that.
So sattva enhanced actions, and then slowly trying to move towards that state where the yogis do not attach karma to klesha.
But this actually, yeah,
Vasanas will come because those vasanas are being attracted by my past karma, karma phalas. Correct? Now, when vasanas come into me and draw me toward the fruit of my particular action, what can I do in that? What did I say? Avashyameva bhoktavyam. कर्म शुभ अशुभ भोगना तो है ही. Then his point becomes clear. No, vasanas will bring me to the fruit. And if I am almost pulled by force of vasana towards the desired fruit, what freedom do I have? What should I do? What can I do? She says Rishi Munis also have a lot of pull, but they don't give to those pulls. That's why they are called as, they are worshipped. They go against the gravity and become Jitendriyas. But does it mean that they do not have to bear the fruit of their past actions? Do they get freedom from their karma bandhana? Or whatever actions they have done in previous lives, will those fruits not come to them? So you mean to say that there are different situations come in their life, but the respective vasanas don't come?
They can burn those seeds by their practice. They can burn those seeds of asana, which are creating desires in you. So by these practices, they can burn those seeds, and one seed will not be germinated.
क्लेश तनु करुणार्थम, है ना? क्लेश तनु, thinning out of the klesha, samadhi bhavanarthascha. For samadhi bhavana is the path of Ashtanga Yoga. Correct? So two things happen here. One is the kleshas slowly thin out. So the whole cycle which is perpetuating it, its intensity becomes less. Because now the impression that my karma create on my chitta are not that strong. They become mild. Correct? That is number one. Second, when the prarabdha comes, prarabdha, there is no escape. Prarabdha is already decided. Gunas already, it's, the arrow has left the bow. Those gunas are already, as soon as you were born, jati, ayu, and certain bhogas are fixed. That's why एस्ट्रोलॉजर अगर अच्छा होगा तो पूरा कुंडली देखते से बता देगा कि भाई ऐसा ऐसा. When I was born, as soon as I was born, two announcements were done. One, he will bring, a lot of pride to the family. Second, this person will have 2 marriages. Was born. Then I decided I will disprove this. I used to hate it because लड़के चिढ़ाते थे यार, बचपन से चिढ़ाते. Now, this is something which was fixed by my prarabdha before. I couldn't change it. I had no freedom in that. But what freedom do I have? I have the freedom not to allow this whole situation create more kleshas within me, create more perpetuating cycles of vasanas within me. So, there is the third aspect of sanchita karma is there, prarabdha karma is there, but kriyaman is also there. No, kriyaman is when life brings different situations to me which are not in my control. How do I respond to them? I can respond mechanically, allowing whatever vasanas that want to manifest openly. You slap me, I get all my vasanas of previous violence and I double slap you. This is how one way of living, which usually animals live like that. The survival instinct pe chalta hai. Survival instinct is the fundamental vasana. But then Shankaracharya says kartum makartum manyatha kartum. You slap me, I may not do anything. Or I may pray for your well-being. Anyatha kartum. Jesus Christ. They are pouring nails into his body. He says, "Oh Lord, forgive them. They know not what they are doing. Forgive them." उसको जो नेल मार रहा है, उसके मन में उसके लिए करुणा आ रही है. ये बेचारा, भगवान इसका बहुत बुरा कर देंगे, ये भक्त को ऐसे कर रहा है, ये बहुत सफर करने वाला है, इसको माफ कर देना भगवान, इसको सजा मत दे. अन्यथा कर्तुम शक्तः. You are above all the wonders of vasanas. They will manifest, they will come. But you have the freedom to flow with them, to observe them, or to go entirely in the opposite direction. It doesn't mean that the scenario or situation that is going to happen in your life will not happen. But the internal havoc that happens, the internal loss of freedom that takes place. See, it is less about controlling the situations outside. It is more about utilizing the inner freedom. Karmani eva adhikaraste. What does Krishna say? Karmani eva adhikaraste. The karma that I do now, I have the freedom. Even if the vasanas are blowing at a speed of 1,000 miles an hour, I have the freedom. I have the freedom whether I do another karma driven by those vasana, or I tolerate all those vasanas and do a new karma with my inner freedom. Tan titikshasva bharata. What does Krishna say? What does Krishna say? He says, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhada. Whenever sense organs touch the objects, it generates some vasana in you, which generates what? Pleasure and pain, which generate heat and cold. But please understand that this force of these vasanas is of the nature of coming and going. With lot of intensity, it comes. It as if just propels you to do the action because it wants the cycle to perpetuate. वासना बहुत फोर्सफुली आता है और वो चाहता है कि आप जो अभी तक आपका कर्म का पैटर्न है आप उसी पैटर्न में चलते रहो. That is known as samskar. Karma samskar. What is karma samskar? Vasana becomes so powerful that they will keep on generating same pattern of karma, making them deep habits. Now that to break is very difficult. But then Krishna is telling that please understand one thing, that no matter how powerful this force appears, it is of the nature of coming and going. So, tan titikshasva bharat. Yes, it is difficult. Every human being is suffering, but try your best to tolerate it. And don't give up. You may fall many times. You may fall many times, but never give up. Stand again. So, this is yuddha. Ma manusmara yuddhacha. Remember me and keep fighting. All of us are fighting against our animal instincts. Not you, me, everybody, the whole mankind is fighting. Real problem happens is when you start thinking that vasanas, wherever they take, that is life, then it is a big problem. Then you are in big trouble. No? How can that be life? You are born to become a Veera, Dhira, Mrityunjaya, Amrutasya Putraha. That is what Veda call you for. How can you tell? अरे जैसा लाइफ में आता है वैसे जीते हैं हम बहुत बड़े योगी. अरे क्या योगी यार. इतना सा तुम्हारे अंदर दम नहीं कि थोड़ा सा वासना के अगेंस्ट खड़े हो सको और अपने आप को क्या क्या बोलते, कौन सी फिलोसफी बनाते हो. समाधि से संभोग से समाधि. अरे ऐसा नहीं होता भाई. संभोग में तुम और गुलाम बन जाओगे उसके. कहां समाधि? कौन संभोग से समाधि की तरफ गया है? संभोग से आप और तमस गुण में और जानवर की तरह और नीचे ही जाते जाओगे ना. कहां समाधि? श्रद्धावानम लभते ज्ञानम तत्परः संयतेन्द्रिय. संयतेन्द्रिय को ही ज्ञान अंदर से, उसको ज्ञान की प्राप्ति सिर्फ संयतेन्द्रिय को होती. श्रद्धा होनी चाहिए. श्रद्धावान. डू यू हैव श्रद्धा इन व्हाट पतंजलि इज टेलिंग? श्रद्धावानम लभते ज्ञानम. अंदर से ही आपका ज्ञान बाहर आएगा, लेकिन उसके लिए तत्परः, आपका सिंसियरिटी होना चाहिए. और दूसरा संयतेन्द्रिय, आपके सेंसेस के ऊपर, आपके इंद्रियों के ऊपर, आपके मन के ऊपर आपका लगाम होना चाहिए. यू आर ए राइडर, यू शुड हैव कंट्रोल. ऐसा पूरा छोड़ के बहुत बढ़िया लाइफ जी रहे हैं, ऐसा क्या कर रहे हो? अभी तुमको थोड़ा सा मजा आ रहा है, बाद में व्हेन द कर्म फला कम्स, व्हाट विल यू? इट्स ए लॉन्ग जर्नी. अनादित्वम पतंजलि पे. So then another thing he brings is जाति देश काल अव्यवहिताना. जब एक पर्टिकुलर सिचुएशन आता है तो जो वासना आती है वो सिर्फ इस जन्म की नहीं आती, वो पूरा का पूरा पहाड़ लेके आती. संचित में जितना पहाड़ है पूरा लेकर के आती है. तो व्हाट यू आर फाइटिंग अगेंस्ट इज नॉट ओनली द कर्मा एंड वासनास ऑफ दिस जन्म, बिकॉज द कर्म फला, द वे दैट इट मैनिफेस्ट, it is not blocked by jati. It means the lust of not only this human body, the lust of so many animal bodies that you have had before will come when the situation comes. You know, when a particular individual क्राइम अगर आप देखोगे ना, तो people when they get into lust, it is not simply that they want to satisfy their bodily desire. वो उसको लिटरली एनिमल बन के काटता है, मारता है, वो सब करने की उसको जरूरत नहीं है. He becomes an animal, no? Where is this biting, killing, hitting? वो सब कहाँ से आता है? उसका पुराने पूरे जन्मों के जो उसके जो आसुरी वृत्तियां है, वो सब एक साथ उसका पूरा जाति जाति सारी जातियां, जितने सारे उसके अंदर जानवर है सारे, ऑल द एनिमल्स इन हिम ओपन अप, क्योंकि that particular situation has all those vasanas that is now manifesting itself. The question that I have discussed this before also, कि a person who is suffering, a lady who is being raped, and this person is driven by his own vasanas, giving them a free vent, and is doing that action to her. Correct? Now, do we say that this particular situation that the person has drawn is the result of the doer's past karma, that he has got this particular vasana and he is doing it? Or would you say that it is the lady's past karma, कि she has to suffer through it? जिसका रेप हुआ ये उसके पूर्व जन्म का पाप है जिससे उसके साथ ऐसा हो रहा है, या ये जो ये कर रहा है ये इसका नया कर्म है? व्हाट डू यू थिंक? व्हाट डू यू थिंक? यस, लेडीज पास्ट कर्मा. It's bit of both.
Karma, like where there is need, so both, it will be both.
So here you have to be very clear. It has nothing to do with ladies' past karma. It is entirely the new karma of the person who is committing it. Why I am saying that is, karmanyev adhikaraste. You have the eligibility and the freedom to do a new karma. Correct? Now, to do a new karma, the freedom is not only to do good karma. The freedom is also there to perform the most evil of all the karma. Correct? Second important point here is, whenever a karma is done with a conscious planning, effort and execution, that is being driven by the doer and his kleshas and his vasanas. Correct? The person who is raped, who is being raped, has no idea about it. Correct? That particular person has become a victim of the new karma of this particular person. Now, this karma, what this person is doing, will bear its own fruit in future. वो उसको सफर करना पड़ेगा. करेक्ट? लेकिन जिस लेडी के साथ में ये हुआ है वो रैंडम है. वो, see, it is like if I have the freedom to do the karma, I can take a gun and randomly kill people. अब उसमें आप ये नहीं बोल सकते कि ये मरा ये मरा ये मरा तो ये इनके कर्मों के कारण मर गए. ये करने वाले का फ्रीडम है, नहीं तो करने वाले को फ्रीडम कैसे होता है? The action of a human being cannot be predicted by anyone. You understand? So, if I am driving a vehicle और मैं उसको राइट में लेना चाहता था और अचानक से तुम्हारी गाड़ी आ गई और मैंने तुमको मार दिया और तुम मर गए, वो तुम्हारा प्रारब्ध. मैंने कॉन्शियस प्लानिंग से तुमको नहीं मारा. I have not done any conscious planning to drive my vehicle towards you or kill you. Or I am trying to save another person and you got killed into that. That is your prarabdha. Understand? If another person has not done any conscious planning to hurt the person, then that goes to the prarabdha of that person. But if this person does a very conscious, planned effort to hurt, then it is not the sin of the victim. It is the fresh new action of the person who is committing the crime. That's why you should have a lot of empathy towards people who suffer, because it can happen with anybody, it can happen with you also. In Ramayana, in Mahabharata, you see so many instances where the Rakshasas come and they eat off the Rishi Munis who are doing tap. वो अरण्यक जो वन था उसमें पहाड़ था. तारका ने वहां पे उसने पहाड़ बना दिया था ऋषि मुनियों को खा खा के उनकी हड्डियों का. तो आपको क्या लगता है ये सारे ऋषि मुनियों के पाप का कर्म था कि उनको राक्षस आके उनको खाएगा? राक्षस है वो उसका काम है अच्छे लोगों को खाना. So we should not be careless also like that. Some people know they have this kind of philosophy. मैंने किसी का बुरा नहीं किया तो मेरा क्या बुरा होगा? मेरा कभी बुरा नहीं हो सकता, इसलिए मैं रात में जंगल में अकेले जाती हूँ. तो फिर क्या होगा? फिर रात में जंगल में अकेले जाओगे, बोलोगे मैंने किसी का बुरा नहीं किया. अरे भाई तुम्हारे कर्म के हिसाब से नहीं, सामने वाले को तो फ्रीडम है ना कर्म करने का. The whole understanding is that every being who is born as a human being, एनिमल का तो चलो एक सेट ऑफ ये होता है कि वो एक प्रोग्राम्ड वे में काम करता है, लेकिन ह्यूमन बीइंग इज मोर डेंजरस देन द एनिमल. बिकॉज विच जन्मा का विच वासना विच मोमेंट में उसको आ जाएगा और वो कौन सा कर्म कर देगा कोई नहीं बोल सकता. यू मे नो ए पर्टिकुलर पर्सन for a long time, but you do not know his past janma vasana samskaras. No, he also may not know, and he may not have that willpower to stop himself. इसलिए the best thing is one should always be careful, vigilant, and your karma is to protect yourself. See, that is why even the Rishi Munis, they prayed to Rama that you should come and protect us. So like that, we should use whatever buddhi, yukti we have to live life. नहीं तो it is ignorance. Not understanding the very laws of life and then living it the way you think is ignorance. Then you will suffer. So any person, who is robbed, who is killed, who is raped, you should have a lot of empathy towards that person, because it could have been you also. ऐसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं है कि जो भी सफर करता है वो अपने पाप कर्मों के कारण सफर कर रहा है, अगर वो किसी ह्यूमन बीइंग के एक्शन से सफर कर रहा है. हाँ, अगर वो उसको बीमारी लग गई है, अगर उसको वो बिजनेस में बहुत लॉस हो गया है, उसके खुद के एक्शन के कारण वो फंस गया है, दैट इज हिज कर्म. और he has caught up in a calamity, in an accident which was unintentional, that is all his karma. But if someone is suffering because of the karma of another human being, then you should have a lot of empathy and try to stop the karma of that human being. नहीं तो क्या होगा? अरे हाँ भाई, सब अपने पापों का फल भोग रहे हैं, रेपिस्ट को क्यों फांसी देना है? फिर खुला छोड़ो ना, सबके कर्मों के फल सबको भुगतने दो. Why should you hang a rapist? अगर उस लेडी के कर्म पाप है, according to you, it is lady's past janma sin which has attracted the rape. Then why should the rapist be hanged? He's doing justice only, no? So it is not like that. It is never like that. Every human being has been given the freedom to do the action. You can on one side reach the Kaivalya. On the other side, Jaganya Gunavritti Sthaha Adho Gachanti Tamasa. You can become the utmost manifestation of tamas. So,
what about the freedom of that person? इसके साथ ऐसा हुआ है, वो अपने आप कैसे समझता है कि I want to do things, karma or what destiny.
No, that person will only tell him that one aspect is, yes, the person who has done to me, he will definitely have his karma phala. whether the society, court, judge punish him or not, the 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 laws of the universe will punish him. उसको उसके कर्मों से मुक्ति नहीं मिलेगी, वो तो उसका जस्टिस तो उससे उसको होगा ही. That is number one. Second is, whatever that has happened with me, has brought suffering to me. Now, my whole motivation through that situation should be, how can I free myself from this cycle of suffering where you cannot even know, that which moment what suffering can come in life. इस पूरे चक्कर से मैं खुद को कैसे छुड़ाऊं, उससे वो अपने आप को योगा के पाथ की तरफ उसको ले जाना चाहिए. समझ रहे हो? तो जाति देश काल अव्यवहिता नाम. Jati will not come when the Vasana come, all Jatis will come. Kal will not matter. If it was 1,000 years before that I was an animal, it will manifest as if I am animal now. Kala will not matter. And Desh. It was there in some other place. Now I am here. That also won't matter. Vasanas which are there will generate those. If the situation comes, that particular Vasana will manifest without that kind of an interruption. Why that happens? Because the samskara and memory, they are actually almost merged together. They are of the same form. So, see what happens? Memory, we think memory in a continuity only, no? Like now you are this much year old. You were a small child. Then you were in 9th, 10th standard. Now you are here. So that is being continuously generating a memory within you. It gives you an impression that life is a continuous flow. उसमें कहीं break नहीं समझ में आता ना. So in the same way as the memory functions, these karma samskaras, vasanas also function in the same way. And therefore, you do not feel like the reel is breaking anywhere. It keeps on going in a continuous pattern and flow. But the time, which birth and which place, what vasana has been created, that interruption doesn't happen when the vasana has to manifest. Okay? So that is what I am saying. Tasam anaditvam cha ashisho nityatvat. These samskaras have no beginning, since the desire to live is eternal. If you want to really go back, जो curious लोग होते हैं वो पूछते हैं, अच्छा तो मुझे फिर बताइए कि सबसे पहली वासना कहां से आई, या सबसे पहला क्लेश और कर्म क्यों हुआ, कहां से हुआ. आप ऐसे क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हो. भाई इतना जर्नी या जाति आयु भोगा का जन्म चलता जा रहा, तो पहला वाला कहां से था. तो पतंजलि उसको बोल रहे हैं, वो सब चीजों में दिमाग मत लगाओ. It is anaditvam. It means it is a circle. What happens in a circle? You start, go round, you reach the same point again. Circle has no beginning. In the same way, the Jivana Chakra, when it began, the answer is, it is beginningless. ये बस चल रहा है, ये बस चक्र बोला जाता है. What it is called as samsara chakra. चक्र का बिगिनिंग नहीं होता है, वो बस घूमता रहता है. सो ये बस घूम रहा है, हमको इस चक्र से निकलना है. मृत्यु संसार सागरा भवामी नचिरात पार्थ मय्या आवेशित चेतसा. सो टू कम आउट ऑफ दिस चक्र, देयर इज ईश्वर प्रणिधाना, देयर इज तप, देयर इज स्वाध्याय. Different aspect of Patanjali's 8 limbs are there, and therefore the hetu phal ashraya alam bane jab tak, till the cause effect chitta and the object that the chitta draws are there, till then this will never disappear. But once these 4 are gone, like your karmas are no more generating any vasana, then the phala, whatever jati ayu bhoga you have for this life, you do it. But then the other ashraya, the vasanas that are there in the chitta, when they are all removed and the chitta itself is submitted, then tad abhave. Then all the vasanas, all the samskaras, abhava take place, and then the person becomes fit for kaivalya. So it is very much possible to cleanse all the karmas. From now on, you become aware of the kleshas. Or another very easy way is to offer all the karmas to the divine. Either good, bad, everything you just offer to the divine. Then those karmas do not generate any samskaras. Understand? Their effect itself is purification of your other samchita and other karmas, vasanas. So through that, a person should try to come out of this cycle. Why Patanjali is bringing all this into context is because he is telling how great a process of kaivalya is. How wonderful, it would be for a human being to evolve and reach the kaivalya sthiti in this very life and come out of all the sufferings. Like you and me, Gautama the Buddha also had similar questions. Old age, disease, death are inevitable. Over that, the suffering because other people have the freedom to do the bad karma. I start something very nice. People come and oppose. नहीं, आप नहीं कर सकते. क्या ये मेरा कर्म का फल है क्या कि मेरे अच्छे कर्म को वो रोक रहा है? वो उसका नया कर्म है यार. हर अच्छे काम में लोग रोकने के लिए आ जाते हैं. बराबर? वो जो रोकने के लिए आ रहा है, वो अगर आप अपने कर्मों का फल समझोगे तो आप रुक जाओगे. हाँ, मेरे कर्म का फल है, मुझे रोक दिया, मैं बैठ जाता हूँ. अरे भाई, उसको हटाओ, काम करो. वो अपने कर्म कर रहा है, तुम अपने कर्म करो. यही तो स्ट्रगल है ना लाइफ का. हम अच्छाई को नहीं छोड़ते, वो बुराई को नहीं छोड़ते. यही तो फाइट है. यही तो असुर और देवताओं का सालों से युद्ध चलता आ रहा है. देवता ये मान के बैठ जाए कि असुरों का उनको मारना देवताओं के कर्मों का फल है. कहाँ युद्ध है फिर? युद्ध करो. माम अनुस्मर युद्ध च. ईश्वर को याद करो और अपने कर्मों से युद्ध करो. अपने अंदर युद्ध करो, अपने बाहर युद्ध करो. इसी के लिए आप पैदा हो. This kind of confusion Arjuna also had. He thought leaving all this, going, taking sannyasa is the best thing I can do. No. You have to use the power that you have. That is what feminine in the form of Devi represents. What does Kali represent? Kali is that manifestation of feminine which got fed up with this evil. तो डिस्ट्रॉय करने के लिए वो महाशक्ति आदिशक्ति बन के आती है और उसको डिस्ट्रॉय करती है. आप सबको अपने हाथों में वेपन लेने पड़ते हैं. All Devi Devatas have weapons in their hand. Why? Because you have to be like that. You have to use your freedom of doing the action. That is your dharma. नहीं तो ऐसे confusion होने से हम we sit on the side of adharma. Then adharma kills. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. One who protects the dharma protects him. One who eats the dharma eats him. So no confusion. Very clear. कड़क रहने का, एकदम कड़क. ऐसे ढीला ढीला काम नहीं चलता. Thank you. योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचां मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतो. See you.
Thank you, sir.